All
right, guys.
Jonathan Nance all the way down to the bottom. 4J has the run down the back or the front stretch, and looks like he didn't gain any ground there, but they both ride that really high lane. Matthew Richmond in the wall, 93 in the wall behind those guys for third. The 36 of Banksy is going to get past Matthew Richmond. The 19 on the bumper of the 8 going into turn 3. Again, the 8 down to that very low line. And the 19 all the way up to the wall. The wall doesn't really seem to be generating much of a run off turn 4. It's mostly off turn 2, I think. Low lane seems to be superior in turn 3.
Birdline, I just shared Discord info on my Twitch stream. As I get loaded back into the race. Everything loaded back up. So while I was away, got everything loaded back in, thankfully. We will have a stage break at lap 35. So here in about 9 laps, we'll get a stage break. In the meantime, while I was away, Nance 4J come out for lead 35 of there it is, of Joshua Banks has made his way up into the top 3 here to battle these guys. These guys put on a show all last season long. There's really a battle between these guys every race. See Chase Hardy coming out of pit lane. And then right behind him, we have 93 Matthew Richmond here with into the wall early on. The guy
Whoa, the 19 very close to the wall.
The guy who's leading a good majority of this first stage, Kevin Jordan, has fallen back all the way to P7. Tires are definitely starting to fade here.
I knew we'd see the 19 and the 8 battle for position at some point during this race.
Oh, what is going on, Jaxie? I didn't know you're into this stuff, dude. Shoot, might have to talk to you a little bit. But I'm still getting the age requirement here. These guys are battling out hard. This is all for the stage when we go back up to the leaders of Nance 4J. Oh, 19
4J
definitely in the wall there. Heard that one.
Wow, this looks like Homestead last ARCA season. 4J, Banks, Nance, and Kevin Jordan.
I think that was the final 4 in the ARCA race, if I'm not mistaken.
It was. They're all running 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7.
Different series, same outcome. As Davey Hendricks, we talked about before, going a lap down due to having a serving black flag penalty. And what's gonna really make him suffer here is now he has Peyton and Chase to contend with to get back on the lead lap, and DJ Schomburger.
That's gonna be tough. But they're on fresh tires, so they shouldn't really have any issues getting around the leader, hopefully.
All right, Jack just got word from admin. I don't think there is age requirement.
Oh yeah, Chase is flying up through the field right now.
In the meantime, Banks has made his way around the 19. So you got some TMJ guys leading the field, and right behind them,
about 2.9 right now, about 6
you got 2 speed demon guys. I apologize for that. My sound's enabled. Let me turn that off.
Fire, please keep it sound clear.
Chase unlaps himself here.
There we go. So Chase getting back on the lead lap, and is going to put his brother Peyton in the lead spot. In the meantime, 36 of Banks looking his way around his teammate, the 8 of Jonathan Nance, to get around it pretty easily here on the low line. Kind of dove it in there.
Banks is going to lead his first laps of this race. I was going to say
Oh,
this season.
is he though?
Oh, yes, he will.
Barely gets that lap led there. Joshua Banks leading that lap. Nancy Fancy Pants Banks, the Irish are going at it. 1 and 2.
He's going to pinch him down to the inside. He's going to have to run off the corner. I think he's going to take the lead here.
1 and 2 TMJ run. 3 and 4 Speed Demon, as I say that, Macaulay getting a great run here tonight. Good long run. He gets around the 93 of Matthew Richmond. Now working on the 19 of Alex Forjay. Once again, we mentioned it last week, rookies dominating. Top 5 are all rookies.
Wow. Banks is leading this race, and he's got a healthy lead, too. He saved his tires. Yeah, this is a good race so far for him.
This by far has to be the most impressive rookie class we have seen here in Mdot. 48 slide up the track a little bit, almost contact 3 wide. They are coming off of turn 2. Macaulay in a Speed Demon sandwich here, rolling down the track. He's going to dip behind the 19, though, going into turn 3. Coming up to 2 to go here in the stage.
Speed Demon sandwich, you got that right.
Stage break, according to our schedule on the Midwest Aces Thunder Discord, is 35.
Oh, yeah, everybody's coming down pit road. Pit lane's closed.
Pit lane is closed, so I'm surprised people are pitting right now.
Well, they pitted after, or before pit lane closed. They pitted before Banks came to the line. And it looks like Banks has a pretty healthy lead right now. I mean, he's going to win this stage.
They still got one to go on the stage. These people who pitted better hope they're not getting lapped here. These leaders are coming up out of turn 3 here.
Yeah, that's very true.
Oh, Kevin. Oh, pit lane's closed. I don't think you guys realize that.
Oh, no. That's not good.
One to go on the stage is Peyton Hart on lap self. Macaulay's going to move into second.
Yeah, you can make it if you pit a lap before pit lane closes, because Banks is running 43 threes right now. So you can definitely do it. You're going to have about 2 seconds to spare, though. So you better not screw up pit road.
Banks is going to win the first stage here tonight, or actually I should say the only stage. Oh no, there's more people. 48's coming to pit lane.
Oh no, that's going to be
I don't
penalties.
think people are realizing that pit lane closes with 2 to go.
Yikes.
I mean, the one thing... Oh, he ran out of fuel. Macaulay's out of fuel. I think that's why a lot of them pitted.
Black flag, black flag.
So one of the good things is I'm pretty sure all the leaders have to come in, or I would see all the leaders coming in. So all these people who did go a lap down, they should be getting back on the lead lap here. But basically, the iRacer winning left stage. That's wow. Well, I'll be right back, Ethan.
Hello.
So went down there and talked to my team. They were out of fuel. They had 0.5 laps left on fuel.
Oh my god.
So they had to come to pit lane.
That's crazy.
But,
I think Banks went in that second caution. I think that's what made the difference.
But here's the good news, right? So Banks, of course, is pitting. He should be.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's saving.
Okay,
like,
they're not the backstretch. Okay, yeah. So Banks for sure pitting. That's gonna allow the 8, the 43, the 19, the 93 to all get their lap back here, because they will be the wave round, and they have no laps on their tires.
That's true.
So we'll let Banks go ahead and pit here on pit lane, and we'll pull him in afterwards. No, Peyton is pitting. Interesting call there by Peyton. So
I wonder how hard Davey's going to try to get back on the lead lap.
Well, Davey might take a wave round here.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people hitting pit road.
No, Davey's in pit lane too.
Yikes.
So we'll wait for the 35 to get his pit stop complete.
Right now it's showing him the 5th car lap down, 20th place.
Well, luckily for Davey, he has a win and secured himself into the playoffs.
I know we were talking about that last week. He can go out and make more mistakes now and not feel so bad about it.
This will be the only stage break of the race. Xfinity only has one. As Banks pulls out, we'll go ahead and pull Mr. Joshua Banks up to the broadcast booth. What is going on, Banks? Ethan and Isaac in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, bud.
Hey, man, wild end of that stage. I had to hop down there and talk to my guys. I'm like, hey, man, what are you guys doing? It's 2 to go. How did you save so much fuel? Because they were short on fuel. What did you do differently?
Well, being that I accidentally missed the start, I was in the back. Caution come out. I pitted to reset some stuff, and I filled her up with fuel. So that's what was the difference right there.
Gotcha,
Wow.
man. Wild start to this race. You're up front. We saw you all last season long. Didn't quite have the race at Daytona you wanted. Come back here, work your way through the field, get the lead, dude. Talk us through, what the strategy is the rest of the race. You still got a little over 50 laps of racing to go.
All right, we'll just go out to see, man. I feel fast. I feel like we got a car to beat here, so we're just gonna do what we can to stay up front, lead as many laps, try to race this thing out to where only one stop, and if we go green the rest of the way, we're just going to keep it up front. It's the best we're going to do.
All right, man. Good luck the rest of the race, and love seeing that new fancy look in 36 machine.
All right, thank you, buddy.
So you want me to brake check the guy behind me to make sure? No, Davey, your responsibility is to stay behind the leader of the second place car. iRacing will black flag him if he does not
Ethan.
Yes.
Turn. I can't hear, dude. I can hear what's going on. Okay, so this is interesting because, hold on a second. Well, I'm gonna bring up. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the spotter for the 93 and figure out what's going on here. Hey, what's going on, Twisted? I think Ethan in the booth got a copy.
Yeah.
Hey, so help me out here. I'm a little confused. I still see you and 93 and 4J scored a lap down. What is going on there? Is a black flag carry over into the caution period?
further, Davey? You were in front of him
We-
in the restart zone?
Say again.
All right. So what it was we opted for optional repair on the under actual caution instead of when we were coming in for fuel.
Is that the same as the 19?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
We made a little boo boo there on the fuel call, and then
Hey, it's early in the season, easy to rebound. You guys can get the lap back. Good luck, buddy.
All right, brother.
I think this should work.
Yeah, you gotta turn that race fine. But Gary Sargent and Joshua Banks will be leading us to green. Wild, interesting turn of events here.
Green.
As there are still a lot of cars a lap down, only 13 on the lead lap. Led by Davey Hendricks. And there's some controversy going on there with what happened earlier with Davey. Joshua Banks getting a great restart here. Harmon looking to the inside of Gary Sargent. Tim Harmon, one of the guys who had a really good season last season, got knocked out in the round of... No, correction. He made it to the championship four. Just wasn't quite quick enough to get around Davey, who did win that championship. And Davey's going to be a man on a mission here, trying to get his lap back the hard way.
Oh, yeah. He's going to try his hardest.
Davey Hendricks is going to be a man on a mission right now. Davey working around the 5 machine. His teammate Chase Harden now trying to get that 28 machine behind him. But getting around that 36 machine can be no easy task with 51.
93 is a black flag.
93 has a black flag. Must be for passing under yellow.
Yeah, it was for passing under yellow on the restart. Somebody didn't go.
Be interested to see if that black flag does get clear for that 93. As this restart zone's been causing a lot of issues here in league racing as of late.
I mean, it's new, so there's going to be new problems.
Looks like
So-
the black flag did get cleared though.
Yeah, new features, new issues,
Going back
new
to
solutions.
51 machine of Davey Hendricks, who's now in front of the third place machine. Gary Sargent trying to get around the 73 of Tim Harmon. And Davey's gonna do everything in his power to get that lap back.
Wow, he's already up to what would be the third position, so
Yeah.
can't say he's not trying.
interesting to go back and see what happened on that restart there and how he got that black flag.
I'm not sure what happened. It was right after the second restart. It was he just came down pit road and did a 4-tire pit stop. Maybe it was strategy. Maybe it was a black flag. We'll have to ask. He didn't say anything about the black flag, or if he didn't say it was a black flag. So it might have been a strategy call.
No, Davey got black flag for sure. And the 93 and 91, 19 pitted again because they were like, well, let's just get damage fixed here. So it was a call to get damage fixed. I mean, still a lot of racing left. We're not even halfway through the race yet. About 48 laps of racing to go. Still plenty of time to come back. Maybe stay out if a caution were to come out right about now.
Hope for a caution. It's just once you go a lap down, the work you have to do, it's just to get back on the lead lap. It's insane. And then once you get back on the lead lap, then you got to worry about actually finishing well.
Another guy we haven't talked about here tonight is the 24 of Corey Bradley. Moved his way into the third place position. As that stage break was interesting because so many people were close on fuel, so many people went a lap down, and it really shuffled up the running order of this field.
Yeah, it really did, and I guess really the only true survivor was Banks.
And Davey Hendricks kind of stuck in limbo right here. He's kind of
Oh
stuck
man, that's
behind
such a
that
tough
third-place
spot.
car,
That's
second-place
such a
car.
tough spot.
And Nance, one of the guys who had to get that wave around last time by, he has moved his way up into fifth place.
Good run for him so far. Which driver would you want to interview next?
We'll just wait for the end of the race.
Okay.
But Chase Harden, he's having a pretty good race here as well. Currently running in that 4 spot. That pit strategy definitely helped him out.
I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer though. I don't know if he'll be there for much long. Like, because of where he pitted, I'm not sure. Like, maybe he pitted under caution, but
He has the 8 of Jonathan Nance knocking on his door right now.
yeah. I think he might have older tires.
But still, your current leader is that 36 machine of Joshua Banks. Tim Harmon trying his hardest to run him down. We go ahead and take a look at some last lap times here by the 36 and 73. You see there, Harmon slowly but surely losing a little bit of time. A tenth slower that last time by. They reached the halfway mark.
We're just barely past this halfway mark. Armin's been able to actually kind of keep up with Banks.
A little bit. They come across
Keep him in his sights. Keep him in his sights.
We come across start finish line here. See what the lap times are this time by Harmon. 2.5 tenths slower. So Harmon's starting to fall back a little bit there.
I wonder where the grip is right now, because we see Harmon using the second lane, Banks using the very low lane, and Davey using I don't know. I wonder why they're not using the top right now. Is the grip just not up there at the moment?
That's what I was saying. So last season we ran here, this was the line late in a run. I think this is just where the car sticks best and you have the most momentum in corner exit. I think if you just lose too much time around the top lane, yeah, you have the run off on the top lane, but you just don't have the long run speed.
Well, actually, I think this reminds me a lot of Homestead. The high lane was very good at the start of the race, but once it got rubbered in, it got a lot slower and it had no speed, and the bottom basically became the preferred lane. Usually, these guys were using the top lane at the beginning of the race, because it was not rubbered in and there was a bunch of grip up there. And once it rubbers in, the grip just goes away.
But 73 falling back in the clutch to Davey Hendricks and Corey Bradley has slowly but surely been making his way up to the bumper of the 73 machine.
Yeah, this is a very this groove right here is really similar to Homestead.
That is
At least
not
50 laps.
That is not for position right there. I think Davies is trying to chase down the leader of Joshua Banks to get back his lap the hard way. So he's going to get around the 73 pretty easily. And the 24th will be following suit right behind the 51.
Corey Bradley running in third spot. He's having a great night.
Now he's about to be second here in a bit.
I think he's been saving his stuff. I love the spot that Banks is in right now. He doesn't really have to worry about much right now. He's just sailing off into the lead.
The 24 has made his way to the back bumper of the 73. Gonna try to get his way around him here. Hopefully on this next lap, he's there on the inside. He's gonna take away the preferred racing line for the 73. Not quite in second. Corey Bradley, Kim Harmon side by side going into turn one. Kim Harmon going to run that high line, going to try to get a runoff here, but Corey Bradley's cruises right past him on 1 and 2.
Banks with a 2.6 second gap here on both the second and third place car.
Yeah, Banks is just driving away from the field right now.
Yeah, he's enjoying this. I bet he's just relaxing right now.
Also, Nance has made his way around the number 5 machine to Chase Harden. He's moved his way up into the top 4.
Yeah, I think the fall off for Chase Harden's car is a little more. I think it's a little more amplified than the other cars because I think he pitted earlier. I am not sure.
Ooh, Chase tagging that wall a little bit there. Coming off of 4. We take a quick look at some lap times here. Between Jonathan Nance and Tim Harmon.
Anybody hear the news with Porsche rejoining F1?
Oh Lord! Wow, Nance is chasing down Harmon. Harmon has been at least 2.5 tenths slower, 3 tenths slower, 4 tenths slower. So Nance is really chasing down the 73 machine. Here in about 10 laps, so we're going to get inside the pit window. The question is, how soon do you pit?
It matters here, actually. The sooner you pit, the worse you are in the long run. This is a track where it really matters, but it only matters about 10, 15 laps in.
Well, we saw at Homestead, Davey pitted like 15 laps after Francisco, who did win the race. Davey ended up getting second. He was chasing down Francisco, just ran out of time. I think pitting sooner might be better here, especially if everyone tries to run it dry.
We'll just see what happens. I mean, it depends. It really just depends on the situation. Who pits first? Whoever pits first, I think they're in the worst spot. Could be Chase Harden. I think my guess is that it's Chase Harden that pits first because he's had the most fall off.
As that 8 machine, he's gotten to the back bumper of the 73. He'll be there on his inside corner going down the backstretch, going into turn 3.
Makes the pass. Maybe clear. Slides up in front of him. Gets the spot off the corner. Oh,
Oh!
73. Big hit into the wall.
Hardy into the wall. Now he has the 5 to worry about. Is Chase Hardy. He's been running quicker laps these last 5 laps or so than the 73.
Oh, the worst time of the race to tear up your car in the long run. Ugh. I don't think that would be a worse. I don't think there's a worse time to tear up your car than on the long run at the end of it. Or maybe that's actually better. Who knows?
Another Harden call. David Harden here in the 33, having a really good run here tonight. Currently sitting in 6th place. Right in front of the 28 of Gary Sargent, who's sitting in 7th. So he's having a really good run.
Does that Harden have any relation to the actual like Harden brothers?
No, I thought for the long time he was their dad. No relation. We go back to Chase. Chase is there on the quarter panel of the 73, looking down low, going into 1 and 2 to get around the 73 of Harmon. As Harmon's starting to fade quick. I think Harmon might be the first one to pit because he is really falling back. Restarted, got up to 2nd, has fallen all the way back to 5th place, and David Harden might be chasing him down now.
Wow, this 51 is chasing down this 36 of Joshua Banks. He's not going to give up. He is closing the distance every lap.
Oh, Harmon got loose coming off of turn 4. Into the grass he goes.
Ooh.
Definitely lose some spot here as he come back up on track.
The worst part about that is there's no caution for him.
No caution for Harmon as he's going to fall from 5th all the way down to 8th, if not farther. As the next guy behind him for position will be the 95 of Kevin Jordan.
So, what's your thoughts on the cautions? Will there be another one? Will there be a green white checker?
Maybe after we get tired, someone might mess up. But the 51 of Davey Hendricks is there on the bumper Banks to get his lap back the hard way.
I swear, if we have another like field changing issue where it like throws first place a lap down and like the caution comes out. This race has been, I mean, the people who are leading are no longer in the picture.
I wish I was in this race because I would have saved fuel and I would have been up there for the battling for the lead.
Yeah, it's crazy how in this race the people that started up front really aren't in the picture for the win anymore. Like Davey Hendricks, he might have a chance, but Nance, he's a little too far back to win this thing, I think.
We come up to the start finish line, 30 to go this time by, and we're getting towards that pit window. When is everyone start coming down pit lane? Gary Sargent and Chase Harden, they're going at it for 4th place back here. And David Harden. All 3 of the Hardens running nose to tail. 2 of them on the lead lap. One's trying to get back on the lead lap. If I'm Peyton Harden, I'm praying the 51 gets around the 36 on the caution come out because he would be the lucky dog in that case.
Oh, yeah. I know somewhere on the track Peyton's probably thinking that.
So you got 3 cars here all battling it out for that 4th place position, the 28, the 5, and the 33. We go back and check in on our leader. See if that 51's got around him yet as he's there on his inside. Gonna try to take that racing line away.
Wow, he's got a good run right here, and he's gonna get away from his side draft. Gonna go all the way to the apron. Still not have a nose ahead of him, but down in a turn 1, he has a nose ahead of him. He clears him. What does he do now here? He slides up, takes the air away.
If I'm Banks, I'm trying to keep this guy behind me because Banks got to know this guy is serious competition towards the end of the race. I don't know how hard Banks is going to race him here. It's going to be interesting.
He backs off going into turn 3. Maybe, it's the beginning of the season. It's not like it's the playoffs. That's probably what he's thinking. I mean, he backed off going into the corner there, so, good racing there. Respect, you know.
Chase Harden's starting to fall back because David Harden's gone around and moved himself up into the top 4. Next guy Chase has to worry about the 31 of Dixon, who is a couple cars behind him. About a good half a track or so. The 43 of Peyton's looking to the inside of his brother there.
Joe Archer going another lap down.
Kevin Jordan's came into the pit lane as well as Massey Spires. So some action already here on pit road. Question is, when do the leaders start coming in?
You know, we gotta appreciate somebody. Joe Archer. He's riding around the track without a nose. It's so hard to finish these races when you're 4 laps down. You just want to leave. And, you know, for him to ride it out, it shows, you know, he wants to finish this thing and get as many points as possible.
Jonathan Nance has entered pit lane. I'll see if his teammate, the 36, comes in this time.
I mean, let's be honest. Who wants to ride around this track 4 laps down with, I don't know, 26 to go?
Now the 36 still staying out on track, as well as the 24 of Corey Bradley.
You know, I think, in my opinion, Joshua Banks has the lead to stay out. He has enough time between him and second to stay out.
Him and second, yes. But him and Jonathan Nance, I don't know. Brandon Hughes coming back out on track.
Yeah, usually in these situations when you're leading, you really don't want to pit first. You want to pit as late as possible, but it depends on your lead. So if you have a good lead, oh yeah, pit as late as possible. Run it dry.
As Chase and David Harden both on pit lane, as well as Ford J and Richmond.
32 goes a lap down here. I think that's another lap down, or just a lap down. Which one is it?
Tim Harmon on the pit lane.
But yeah, usually if you're the cars behind him, you want to pit as early as you can so you can start making up time on him. But I just think he has such a good lead. He doesn't need to pit. He can just run it dry. I don't really think. Oh, he's coming down pit road now. 36, Joshua Banks.
This time, as well as a 51. Davey Hendricks, Corey Bradley entering pit lane.
Whoa. That was kind of close. Almost rear-ended the one there, but he knows what he's doing.
As the 28 of Gary Sargent is going to take over the lead here. Should just be seeing him pit anytime so we can get that bonus point for the lead lap here tonight.
32's pitting in this time. 31's pitting in this time.
32 just came out of pit
28 pitting it. He's pitting in this time. Gary Sack pitting in this time. 4 drivers. You know, if this race runs green, this is probably one of this might be one of Banks' best races of the season so far. Caution!
Yellow flag is out as the. Wow, Tim Harmon having an issue. I called it, Ethan. I told you it was going to be a car. No, it wasn't even a car coming off pit lane. It was Tim Harmon on pit lane, coming to pit lane.
Pit road?
He was coming to pit lane, spun out, went back up on track, and that's what brought out the caution.
Wow. I knew this was going to happen. You know, I said the leader's going to come down pit road, and they're not going to be the leader anymore after the caution comes out.
But you know what really sucks? I was watching my track map telemetry. That 8 of Nance was going to get around Banks. Banks was still on the access road coming out of pit lane as Nance was entering turn 1. He was going to get around him.
I think the big loser of this is definitely Jonathan Nance.
I don't think so. Because, I mean, Gary...
For the lead, though, is what I'm talking about. And plus, he has older tires now.
Blake Bingham, I believe, will be scored the lucky dog. Davey Hendricks did successfully keep his lap that he got back the hard way. So he'll be starting towards the rear of the lead lap cars, not the rear of the field, which is a big, big difference.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have to be behind the lap cars because the lucky dog, you get an EOL after you get your lap back. Great. That was probably a really good run, in my opinion. That saved his race.
Alright. We'll bring up the crew chief for TMJ. I don't think they'll be pitting here. It'd be stupid. What's going on, Thomas? I think Ethan got in the booth. Tom, you got a copy?
On that. It's unfortunate, but that's how it went.
I guess Thomas isn't there.
That's pretty silent for a crew chief, I must say.
It's because you're using my talkative ass all damn day.
That is true.
So I'm kind of confused here because Davey Hendricks, is he gonna have to get a waiver around here?
Yes, he will.
Oh, there's Thomas. Hey man, what's going on, dude? Your guys doing a pretty damn good job here tonight. Sitting 1 and 3 right now. Nance had the he had a run coming out of turn 1 and 2. Had that caution not flown. What was Nance thinking when that caution came back? Because he was gonna be in front of the Banks.
Both of them are actually really glad that the caution came out. Kind of gives them time to reset. I know a lot of the guys that are a lap down or right in front of the pace car are probably super glad, like Davey and a couple other ones that are up there to get their wave around.
Alright, man. Well, your team's doing pretty good here tonight, sitting 1 and 3 as we get ready to restart this race. Good luck the rest of the race.
Thank you.
So Davey, oh, you know what? That's right, Ethan. Davey was ahead of Nance and Banks, but he was behind Gary when that caution came out.
Oh, so he's got to get the wave
Because
around.
he pitted when Banks did.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Wow.
Like the back on the pace car.
So that probably is the biggest loser of this caution, because he would have been on the lead lap had that caution came out a half a lap later. I think admin delaying this caution to give a chance for guys to catch up. And to answer your question, Berlin, if you're still here, yes, after the race I will help you out.
So we have
Am I-
30 to go. We have
am I
30. We'll
seeing this
restart
right?
with 29 to go.
There's only 9 on the lead lap?
Yep, that's Auto Club.
Wow.
Yeah. So what do you think happens here? Can they make it on fuel with 29
Oh yeah.
to go?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Borderline, I like that after this race, I will get with you in the DC channel on our GTA server and help you out. Or
Now
you
the
can
real
hop in channel here.
the real question here: who's gonna make it on tires? Who's gonna fall? Who's gonna fall like a rock? And
So
who's
based on what I saw that last run, I think long run speed of 36 got him in the bag. 36 all last season showed he has a long run speed. I think Nance had a little bit more short run speed than he does. 24 had decent long run speed there. 20 kind of started falling. 5 started falling. 33 kind of started falling there. So it's really between the 36 and the 8 here, and maybe even the 24, depending on how much he can save his tires here.
Maybe we'll see. Maybe Chase has a chance.
Chase
don't know.
has fallen way too much towards the end of that run.
Yeah, and he's got damage too. You know, I mean, damage isn't a terrible thing here. I mean, last time in Cup, I had a lot of damage, and, well, we know how that race turned out.
Cautions bring cautions.
Oh. I can't... Well, this is only the second caution, I think. Is it? It says the second caution.
Well, because that's after I've been in a race.
Oh,
I
yeah,
had
that's
the
right.
stage
That's
break,
right.
and I had this one. We had 2 more before the stage break. This is the 4th caution.
Yeah. That's true. It's the second caution for you.
Oh, if Discord would have took a cramp on me, and then my stream say I wasn't having no sound come through. So I'm glad I noticed I was broadcasting the whole thing with no sound.
Pace car dives down pit road as the field addresses the starting zone.
Keep an eye on
Green
the
flag,
51.
green flag.
Green flag is out. 36 in a really great jump. Nance, pretty good jump as well. They were communicate when they were going.
Great jump by the 36 of Joshua Banks.
Gary Sargent diving down low in front of the 24 machine as TMJ 1-2. Nance getting a little bit loose there. Corner exit. 3 wide behind him as the 19. No, that's the 95 of Kevin Jordan just behind the 89 Gary Sack.
Oh, Nance is gonna close in on the 36 of Banks, but Banks is probably gonna have to run off the corner right here. Gonna break the draft. He's gonna go all the way down to almost the apron. The 8's got to run right here. He's gonna dive to the bottom. They're both gonna dive to the bottom, pinching each other. This is hard racing right here.
Yeah, we go back here with 24 and 28 going at it. This is for 3rd place, the final podium spot here. Gary Sargent on the outside line has a little bit of help from Chase Harden. 24, no help down there early on in the run. That's what you want. You want that drafting help, and 24 had none. The 19 of 4J going all the way to the wall. He is a lap down. He is a lucky dog, I believe. 28 hard into the outside
28
wall.
hard into the outside wall.
Has to move the 5 up in the battle now for 3rd place. Well, along with the 95 of Kevin Jordan. No, Kevin Jordan's a lap down.
He is.
Oh, contact between the 24 and 95. Kevin Jordan not spinning. Still not spinning. Did he save that?
I can't believe
Wow. Not once, but twice that 95 keep that car going straight.
that. Amazing driving.
Let's go back and see if we can't watch that again between the 24 and 95. Let's watch this 95. As this happens, 24 gets run up the track a little bit. 95 saves it there, and then saves it again, and then keeps it going. What a
Wow.
save that was by the 95.
Wow, that's amazing.
We're 3 wide back here around the 73. These are all lap cars battling it out. 73 had a really good run. 51 of Davey Hendricks. He's moved his way back up into 5th place.
Wow, that's such a good save, though. I can't believe he saved that. He deserves, like, I don't know what he deserves for that. That was like the save of the season right there.
Hell, the double save. He had that car damn near 90-degree angle sideways around the track.
That was like an 80-degree angle.
That's like some of the stuff I do when I mess around in practice trying to get control of the car, and he pulled it off during the race and not to get hit. That was insane.
Yeah, that was great driving by the 95.
Right now we're looking at Davey Hendricks, the man on the mission right now. Got his lap back the hard way, almost. Had a restart towards the rear of the field, moves his way up into 5th place, and he is hauling around this field.
Oh yeah, all the way up to 5th at the moment.
Currently your car in that lucky dog spot, shall we have a caution, is his 20 of Stephen Madden, but he has a 19 and 93 right behind them. Both those guys, that is for a position back there. Banks started to pull away from Nance, about a half a second lead at this point. We're back here watching this battle not only for 3rd, but also for 10th. Davey Hendricks is catching Chase Harden in a hurry, and Corey Bradley. Corey Bradley's going to look to the inside of Chase here.
Didn't think we would hear the name Corey Bradley a lot tonight, did we?
Corey Bradley showed a lot of potential last season in ARCA, and I mean, these cars compared to trucks that handle kind of like ARCA cars do on a lot of the tracks, is a little bit faster and a little bit more downforce. If you can control ARCA car, you can control an Xfinity car. We're seeing Chase Harden do pretty well here because he's sitting in 3rd, but they're going to have this 51 coming up on them in a hurry, and we know Davey Hendricks has that speed.
Something about the Xfinity car that's kind of weird about it Yeah, it's like a 670 horsepower kind of like the Cup car in Cup right now in 2022. Um, it's got such low power to weight ratio, like compared to trucks, compared to Arca. A lot of times it just doesn't have the power to weight, the same power to weight. So yeah, you're right. It's got more downforce and it's got less power to weight ratio than the Arca car. And
Corey Bradley getting
yeah.
around that 5 machine for 3rd place. Steven Madden's kind of stuck on that low line. And you see Davey Hendricks coming into the picture here, and he's catching these guys fast.
Yeah, I wouldn't count Davey out, but you know, with 10 to go, 5.2 second gap between him and Banks, I'm not sure.
So we take a look at some last lap time. Davey Hendricks 4/10 quicker than Chase Harding, 10 quicker than Corey Bradley. Steven Madden, Matthew Richmond, Alex 4J all battling out for a position. This is for a top 10 spot. A lap down. Never thought I'd be seeing that article late in the race.
Wow.
Chase Harding kind of gets stuck up there on the high, so his lap cars around him kind of making slight contact with the wall, a little bit more contact with the wall. Ooh, almost contact between the 5 and 19.
Ooh.
Meantime, we haven't shown Banks in a while because he has a 0.9 second lead over his teammate Jonathan Nance. All the action has been back here for the 4th place and 10th or 3rd place and 10th place position. But Davey Hendricks coming into the picture now. Trying to work.
I think Davey has a chance at 3rd and maybe 2nd, but I'm just really not sure about the 1st place spot because Nance is going to fight hard and Banks is also going to fight hard. I just don't think he has enough time.
I'm wondering how hard Chase is going to battle off his teammate here, Davey Hendricks. As I say,
Chase wants a good finish after last week.
Davey Hendricks getting around Chase pretty easily here. He's now behind the 19 of Alex 4J. I think that was a 93 got on the wall there a little bit. Corner exit. 19 going around him on the outside. 51 going to the inside. 3 wide going through the tri-oval. They go into turn 1. Davey just did a 2-for-1 there. Got around the 93 and 19. Davey Hendricks now working on that 24 machine, trying to get into a podium finish. And he has 9 laps to do it. Nance starting to fall back a little bit. Now 1.3 seconds behind Joshua Banks.
You know, if there is a caution, I think he can definitely win this race. I'm not sure if he can do it under these circumstances right now. But you know, it's never over until it's over. So I don't mean to curse the 36.
Yeah, late race caution will really change things up here. We have 8 to go. I don't think Davey has enough time to run down the 8. He might have enough here to run down the 24.
Maybe. He's got a second gap between 7 tenths. Just about 7 tenths. I mean, in 8 laps, you can do a lot with 7 tenths.
Yeah, we come to the line here, 7 to go. Banks still leading the way.
Yeah, looking at the gaps right now, I don't know. The 24 seems faster than Hendricks right now. He just gained 2 tenths on him that last lap. So, I don't know. I love this track. This track produces awesome racing. It's a shame they're going to turn it into a short track.
Joshua Banks coming to the line right here. 6 to go this time by 1.3 second lead over his teammate Jonathan Nance. He has 4.1 seconds back to 3rd place. Corey Bradley at 24 machine. Davey finally getting around the lap machine to Steven Madden, that 20 car. There's no car sitting between him and the 24 now. That podium finish is in sight for that 51 machine. Question is, with 5 to go, can he get it? Or they're coming to 5 to go. Can he get it done?
He's still got to make up about 8/10. Considering it was a couple of laps ago, I don't know. I'm not sure if he can close this deal out for third.
Well, all it takes is a late race caution. Corey Bradley to screw up, and he got that podium finish. We know he has the speed if a caution does fly. Everyone's single filed out. I don't see it happening. This is not a type of track where you see people getting loose late in the run. And even if you get tight and hit the wall, these aren't the type of cars that kind of get sucked into the wall where you're kind of stuck up there.
More to go here. Banks out with a pretty hefty lead. 1.6 seconds over Jonathan Nance, the 8.
Yeah, 35, well technically 36 of Banks, kind of cruising himself to his first win here in the Xfinity Series. No stranger to victory lane here at Mdot. He won multiple races last season in America, but this will be his first Xfinity race he's won. So definitely kind of smooth sailing out here. But the real battle is going to be Candace 51, Kesha's 24 here with 3 to go.
Wow, Banks has, he's,
Oops.
you know, he's really taken advantage of, you know, that first pit strategy issue, where everybody ran out of gas, and he's taken this thing and he's dominated the rest of the race. He's led almost every lap past the halfway point. I think he has led every lap past the halfway point. Which is...
No, Gary Sargent led a lap after pit stops completed.
Oh, okay. He didn't get to lead one lap, but still, that's impressive. You get what I mean.
Come to 2 to go here. Last time by, Davey was a little bit quicker than Corey Bradley. As we come to 2 to go for these guys back here in third. Davey Hendricks really closing that gap. 2/10 quicker. Got a really great job off from 4 there. Rolling through 1 and 2. He's in the draft here for the 24th. The exit turn 2.
I'm not sure if he can get there just quite yet. Maybe.
He's there. 51 is there.
He is
How
there.
hard
Battle
is the
for
24 going to battle here? If David
Slide
Hendricks
job.
peek his nose in on that entry of turn 3. Coming out of turn 4 here. Bradley on the high side, Davey on the low side. The white flag is out. This is going to be the battle for the final
just
podium
barely
spot.
clears him.
1 to
the
go
white
here.
flag.
Davey going to try to go to the high side here. Maybe get a drive off a corner exit, but Corey Bradley gets a right corner entry.
Davey backed up his corner. He's going to have a big run down the backstretch.
Corey Bradley
Going to break the draft.
Breaking the draft. I don't know if that's a wise idea here on the final lap. Hendricks going to be there on the outside. He's going to have a run here on corner
He's gonna
exit.
have a big run on corner exit here. Didn't really take advantage of the wall.
Huge run
Gonna
here for
be
the
a race to the
51.
line.
A wild race for third. I think Davey's going to get it. Davey
got third.
Hendrick barely nosing out the 24 by 2/100ths of a second.
What a battle. That was probably the moment of the race right there. And we didn't even talk about Banks crossing the finish line first. We were so
Get a better look at this. Oh, we can. As they come across their finish line, let's slow it down. And that is your race for third right there. Davey Hendricks cleared him by a bit, but the angle we're at, we couldn't quite see it. But Davey Hendricks getting that podium finish. Man, what a race that was for third.
that race for third was wow. That was that was close. But anyway, Banks wins his first race of the Xfinity Series. as he does his burnouts.
Thanks for the biddies there, Brett Rowdy.
I'm sure Banks is happy right now. Happy that he just won his first Xfinity race in Midwest Days of Thunder. ARCA champion last season. It's only the second race of this season. Clearly he's shown that ARCA championship was clearly no fluke.
Davey, the drive of his life just to get in the podium finish, and he made it work on the final lap. Was able to get the run. I think Corey Bradley breaking the draft might have what hurt him there. I mean, it was a great idea and all, but
he did it too abruptly.
He did it too abruptly, and he really didn't drive up to the wall. He could have. He could have drove up to the wall. Corner
he could have arced his corner a lot better. Davey was able to take advantage of that and arc his corner. He basically backed up his corner and had a big run off turn 4.
We got Davey in the podium booth as Banks is parked it. Let's go ahead and give a chat to Davey. What is going on, Davey?
Oh, you know, just finishing a race.
Hey, man. Wild racer at the end. I don't know if you just really wanted the podium finish or if you just really wanted to get third. But what a drive that was at the end of the race. You were down about half a second with 2 to go. I think the 24, I think he kind of slowed up on the exit of turn 2 with 2 to go. He really closed that gap. Coming off of turn 4 on the final lap. Beat him by a nose. You talk us through that race and that battle with the 24 there at the end.
Oh, started off decent, qualified well. Then Kevin Jordan can't maintain pace speed and screws me on a restart. iRacing system isn't perfect and the admins are too dumb to really understand it. So I get black flagged, spend 26 seconds on pit road, spend almost my entire race trying to get that lap back. Then I have to race Banks for the lead lap, and I catch him, pass him, and get my lap back. And then it was a mad dash at the end to try and get, salvage some kind of finish. I'm thrilled that I was able to get this far up. I felt like I was faster than third place, but it was fun battling with the 24. I didn't think I was going to get him. He was good on that last lap about running a little bit lower, but I think that kind of messed his final 3 and 4 up, and ultimately gave me the run off the corner I needed. I feel like had he run the corner normal and tried to keep the high line, I don't think I would have been able to nose him out of the line. I lucked into that one.
Yeah, dude, we were talking about that before we brought it up here, how him turning down in the middle seemed a little bit too abruptly and really screwed up his entry into turn 3, and off of 4, he really didn't use up the track like he could. He just stayed to that low sign, and I think had he used up that track like he could have, he probably would have beat you at that, man. That was a good race at the finish there. But you did a hell of a job driving back through the field. Restarted, I think, P9 on that final restart. Worked your way up around through the field, through a ton of lappers to get that third place position, man. After last week's win, dude, you're just in pretty good in point standings right now.
Yeah, it was. I think there were only 1 or 2 cars behind me when we had that final restart. So I definitely had a trek to get through basically the entire field to manage some type of good finish. And I mean, I probably set my car into places that I probably didn't need to putting it 4 wide, going on the apron. I mean, but I was pretty pissed off about being screwed over at the beginning, so I really didn't care about anybody else's race. I was just lucky that no one doored me when I would pull moves like that.
You definitely were a man on a mission, dude. Congrats on that hard-fought P3 finish, man. On to New Atlanta, which is really tricky in these cars, so that's going to be an interesting one as that trial will sneak up and bite some people. So if you thought Daytona was wild, everyone's in for a show when we go to Atlanta.
Yeah, it's just going to be another type of Daytona race. I don't expect it to be a great race. I anticipate a lot of big wrecks and crap, but that's what you get when you're first. When you put 2 super speedways in the first 3 races, you're not counting on skill, you're counting on luck. And I'm speaking as, I lucked into a win last week, so it's definitely mostly luck.
All right, man, congratulations. All right, next we bring up the Ada Jonathan Nance. What's going on, Nancy the Fancy Pants?
How's it going, man?
Hey, man, hell of a racer, dude. Typical TMJ. You guys dominated last season, dominate this season. I mean, for a bit, it was the 4 championship guys in the championship race 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's really cool seeing you 4 rookies up there dominating the race. I know 4J and Jordan, a lot of the other guys kind of got screwed over on fuel strategy there towards the end of that stage. man, talk us through that race. You were one of the guys too that had to pit at the end of that first stage, and I think you noticed it before anyone else. You're like, shoot, I got to pit this time by, and you were able to pit. Salvage the second place finish there. I don't think there's anything you could have done to keep up with Banks, but if you think there was something you done differently, let us know.
Nah, there wasn't really much I could do any different. That last pit stop, I really chewed up my tires trying to make time up, and naturally, Banks is pretty lucky, and he's also good, but I chewed my tires up. He had a little bit fresher tire than me on that last run, but ain't nothing I really could have done different or would have done different. I was just trying to run my race.
Yeah, dude. We go to Atlanta next week. We just talked to Davey about it. I've ran races there. I can't say it's not fun. I think I have had the most fun doing races at Atlanta, whether it's hosted, whether it's an official race, league race. I have had a lot of fun there, but it's some very, very tense racing. If you've raced there, go ahead and let the viewers know what it's like. If you haven't, you're in for a treat.
I've raced there in the ARCA car, which the ARCA car gets crazy runs.
It's fun in ARCA cars.
Yeah, and the trucks, and the runs those vehicles get, and everybody's just moving around, jockeying around. It's real easy to get in trouble, especially on the straightaway. It's not going to be fun.
All right, man. Well, good luck next week at Atlanta. It's another super speedway race. It's 25% skill, 75% luck. Actually, I think I can call Atlanta 35% skill, because Atlanta is a whole different breed of super speedway racing. We'll get into that more when we start broadcasting next week, but we'll talk about it more. But I think Atlanta's a little bit more skill there, because you actually got to watch your throttle points on corner entry and exit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some practice this week. Like I said, I hadn't run there in Xfinity car, but it should be fun. Quick shout out to my nephews. Addison, Luke, Connor, Jake, Lincoln, and my wife for putting up with this and letting me do it.
Yeah, you didn't get to do that last week. All right, man. Congratulations.
Bye.
All right, next race winner, Joshua Banks. What's going on? Different series, different drivers, same results. Come here to Auto Club and just dominate, dude. I know you missed that start. You won the first stage, and when that second stage started, you checked out and just did not look in your rearview mirror, man. Talk us through the race and your thoughts going into Atlanta next week.
I mean, it was just fun. Auto Club's a tough track. I mean, it was what I predicted. It was getting tight. The car was over the run, and so managing the front tires and not abusing them was going to be key, and just worked out in our favor. So I was just thankful we were able to come back from missing the start and get up there. And actually, I'm surprised we got to win a stage. So that was good to come up there and win that, and then obviously lead most of the rest of the race. And it was just fun, dude. I had a fun time, and it was just good racing.
Well, I mean, when you're winning, you can't not have fun when you're winning a race,
Oh, for sure, man. It's the best thing ever.
All right, man. Next we'll go to Atlanta, dude. I don't know if you've driven there yet. If you have, get practice. What's your thoughts going into another super speedway just in the third week of the season?
Well, Atlanta is not my favorite, and I hope that we'll just make it out of there alive is all I can say. I've driven there maybe once or twice, but it's in my opinion not fun as a driver, because you just don't know what's going to happen. So we'll just see, and we shall go from there.
All right, man. Congrats on the win, and good luck next week in Atlanta. And I still haven't gotten my socks.
Well, we'll talk to this after the broadcast.
Okay.
But yeah, Banks, you ran a perfect race tonight. I mean, you basically sailed away with the lead, and it looked like you were having fun. You won a stage. You had the most perfect race of anybody tonight. Good win.
All right, appreciate it, buddy.
All right, one thing I did not do is run through this next week's schedule coming up here in Xfinity. They usually do it. Just forgot to do it here tonight. Of course, we had the Xfinity race. Great race here at Auto Club. Only 4 cautions for 90 laps. You got to always put on a show. Next up, we got tomorrow night trucks at Vegas. A really cookie cutter mile and a half. And with those trucks, it's going to be a fun show to watch. Eric Warren will be broadcasting that, I believe, on the Mdot Facebook page and YouTube and his Twitch channel. Tune in for that. And then we go ARCA racing at Atlanta. So ARCA's already going to Atlanta here this season. Already done some laps with those cars. Should be fun. Still up in there if that is going to be broadcasted. If it is, it would be me doing it. So if you see us going on live, go ahead and tune in. If not, I will be racing it. And then to follow up, to end this week up, we got Cup Series. Cup will be coming here to Auto Club for 100 laps of racing here. 2 stage breaks, lap 30, lap 60. Really exciting Cup race last week at Daytona. I can't remember who won the race. I think Angel won the race. Crazy ending to that race. So definitely tune in for that one, as that will be SBRN putting that on. And then you heard us mention it during the interview. Xfinity will be going to Auto Club, the Super Speedway Auto Club. Not Auto Club, wow, there it is. Atlanta. We just raced Auto Club. I wish Auto Club was Super Speedway. That would be pretty fun. But we're going to Super Speedway Atlanta. And we'll get into more next week when we start off the show on how different that Atlanta is from a place like Daytona or Talladega, because it is not your typical cookie cutter super speedway. It does take a little bit more skill. There's going to be wrecks, there's going to be big wrecks, and it's going to be a blast to broadcast and watch, and I wish I was racing it. But if y'all tune in for then,